so we're going to move on to number 12. I actually got this right this time. We're back with our friends at Barker. Where's Nancy? Come on, Nancy.
What's up?
There you go. This is Bausch and Lomb, Blink brand design. When I saw this, I said, yep, I get this. I like this a lot. Walk us through the brief a little bit.
I would love to if I worked on this particular one. I'm so shocked that I'm like standing here. I'm like, oh my God.
Then fake it.
I will. Let's see. Joey did a fantastic job. So what I do know is our team took on this brand. Blink was pretty on the shelf. No one knew about it. They're like, what does this thing do? And had a lot of photography that just felt stale and just your parents' eye drop brand.
Right.
They came in, they got in a new photographer. They asked to really modernize why people need to have these types of eye drops. And they said people are using our AI. They're playing games. They're doing things that are not like your typical spaces that have only recently, like this, whatever that device is called. It's like those only came around just yesterday.
Oh, VR.
Or VR
headsets.
Yeah. And so to interject that, to really just boost them into this next space, Joey did a fantastic job at what colors were vibing, what spaces, how they talk. They made this beautiful mnemonic of like work, play, blink, relief, and just made it so catchy and very smart. And our client for this particular brand it's funny, this particular brand comes parallel to the brands that I work on. They were like, can we be more like Blink? Can we do this thing over here? And so it's really been
oh, really?
Yeah, they really love it. And so much that they wanted to bring that mnemonic of how impactful like something so succinct and syncopated could sound, but then also play into like the roles of the media that we have that they rolled out for Blink. So yeah, that's the information I do know. And this brand is very, very cool.
Could have fooled me. That was outstanding. I know. And and what I find interesting is that it does carry across a lot of different areas within other clients. And I love that. I love hearing that. Ingrid, your additions to this Blink story, because shelf space, it's such a competitive place, and standing out can be extraordinarily difficult. And I like the fact that this, and Bausch and Lomb is a very well-known and very well-respected brand. So from your point of view, what were some of the big things in this refreshing, this 3-in-1 extended relief refreshing?
So yeah, some of the challenges are that we do work with a number of Bausch and Lomb brands and need to give each one its own personality and its own look and feel. And when Bausch and Lomb acquired this brand, it had been marketed in the past mostly to healthcare professionals. It was not advertised to consumers. So we were taking an existing brand, but really establishing a consumer facing brand personality and look and feel. And the consumer insight was that consumers didn't want to do the one thing that would probably help them the most, which was look at screens less. So when that's a non-starter, that's, as Nancy was saying, how we came up with the work, play, blink, relief. Like you're going to do the work and the play. So in order to get that relief, you need to add blink.
No, that's being able to bridge clinical and consumer is really challenging, because if you do look at some of the packaging in some of the other brands, they all blend in together a bit. And so I like, and again, I think that when people see that it is Bausch and Lomb, they see that credibility. And
that's a balance also, is balancing the Bausch and Lomb brand credibility name with the Blink, which obviously that was the focus here. To get to know the Blink name.
Where I'm going with this is, I'd like, because marketers, CMOs, brand managers, et cetera, we want to make sure that we give them the requisite credit for trusting their agency partners. And it seems like when I look at work like this, it's very clear that, yeah, this was the spirit of partnership as opposed to you're a vendor. So talk about that relationship and how it manifested in creating work like this.
So, this is a long-standing relationship for the agency, predates me, but I do know that, through different executives, that trust has been built over time and across brands. Again, that, where our success with one brand team has led to our work with additional brands under the portfolio.
I love that. I love that. Do you want anybody on the brand side you want to say hello to and thank you to?
Well, always to Mary at the top and the whole Blink team.
Crew. Yep. All right. Amazing stuff. Congratulations. Again, thank you so much for supporting this mission. And we're going to go ahead and put you backstage so we can wrap this bad boy. I like that wave. That was a good wave, Nancy.
Yep.
All right.